Are we ready?
Sure.
All right, I'm going for
We're
it.
streaming.
This week on the Media Virus Podcast, in an effort to expedite intervention, Cambridge University has developed AI technology to identify crazy children. Tesla is recalling nearly all of its 2 million cars to limit the functionality of popular autopilot feature because the public is too stupid to use it responsibly. The infection team is so excited that we could just shit as legislators in Delaware consider two bills that will allow mail order wine from out of state and home delivery from local retailers. All this, more news, a B block discussion about Maddie's deep dive into non-news this week. Then in the C block, we bring you Maddie's TikTok nonsense corner and get a report from our BBC correspondent at the U of V with JTT number 69 on this 162nd episode of the Media Virus Podcast. It's the Media Virus Podcast. Let's point and laugh at the world burning around us with executive producer Mike Latoris. We're going to start over. BBC correspondent Stanley Fadden.
Makes me tingly in an unfamiliar way.
Grease Monkey Pete.
Damn, Big Daddy.
Here's the thing about the Media Virus Podcast. It's really well done.
And now, spreading the sage nihilism of an aged Gen Xer, your host and mine, the star of our show, the incomparable Maddie Rockdeath.
Hot damn, do we have a show for you people this week.
Hey.
I am Maddie Rockdeath, the Maddiest of all Rockdeaths, and proof positive that anyone can have a podcast. You know, people never ask me all the time, Matt, what gives you any kind of credibility for being a podcast host? And my answer is I have engaged in all of the fucking around. And I have, in fact, found out. So I bring it back to share my knowledge of finding out with you. But I do. That's why I put the ultra crepidarian. Welcome to the Media Virus Podcast. Please like, subscribe, follow, and share. I want to take a minute to thank all the new subscribers for their support. You know, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or if you're just checking us out on themediavirus.com, thank you. And as always, you can give us a call here at 646-VIRUS-01. That is 646-VIRUS-01. You might make it on the show. Who knows? Yeah, stranger things have happened. You know, we've been kind of, it's a big deal. We're back streaming here on StreamYard. We're using a different software. We've been working out the bugs and all that stuff. We've been having a pretty good time. As you can see, the screen's moving around. Or no one's really watching, but who cares? I just went stupid. I went blank. All of a sudden, I was talking. So we're really excited to be, back doing this and, having my brain shut off and all that fun shit right in front of everybody. That makes it
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, it was really enjoyable to sit here quietly and watch.
It was. I'm sure. With me, as always, is executive producer of the show, the Reverend and Professor Mike Latoris.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to season 8.
Yeah, we're doing a whole new thing now.
Yeah,
it's a whole.
In conjunction, we are still looking for a sponsor for streaming, a streaming sponsor. We're wheeling and dealing. We're ready to make a deal with somebody for a really generous 26-week program.
Yeah, we need to pay some bills around here. We actually have a couple bill collectors knocking on the door, asking for back payment, and they're asking about the front rent. They'd be lucky to get any back rent.
None of it.
You're getting none of it. So, but and people, my whole life, I've been kind of diagnosed over and over again, as I've explained.
all kinds of new shit wrong with you every time you talk to a doctor.
It's not like there's new shit wrong with me. It's just like different doctors see different things, and then when my parents would, think the doctor was on to them, would pull me out and then go to a different doctor.
Wow.
But I just threw that my parents thought they were onto them type of thing in there. It's just I went to a lot of different psychologists. Some I got along with. Some I really enjoyed talking to.
Yeah, that can be helpful in therapy, I suppose.
Yeah, and some that just didn't. They weren't approaching me the right way. I feel like they were putting on an act.
That does happen sometimes.
It does happen, and I want to be. I want things to be like more natural. I want things to. I want to get to know. Like if there's a therapist, if you're diagnosing somebody,
right?
Like you want to get to know the person. I think one of the biggest mistakes I made with Ryan is I did not like his psychologist at all.
Well, I mean, that's kind of big.
But he enjoyed going to this psychologist. He liked the guy. Well, I was not a fan of his liberal bullshit. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a fan of this everybody get along type of, sometimes people just don't get along. You just leave them alone. We don't have to.
You don't have to get along with everybody.
We don't have to get along with everybody,
Just
Yeah, just I don't necessarily like you. I still get along. Right?
Yeah.
But I couldn't imagine like being diagnosed by like a machine. You know what I mean? Could you?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a slippery slope, man.
It really, and then okay, the thing that we drive home more than anything else is like all this AI shit is the beginning of many a horror movie. And maybe there's some shit that we hadn't really thought of. Hey Pete, while you're dicking around there, see if you can share out the link to the show to people.
Yeah, you can send that out on Facebook maybe to somebody.
Yeah, but
sure.
But all right. Well, Mike's got the story of
AI.
I do. AI like diagnosing kids. I don't quite understand. I read it and it scared the shit out of me, and I had to go listen. You know what I did? I had to go listen to War Nerve by Pantera.
Okay.
After I started reading that, and I was like, this is driving me like, what the fuck? And if you, it's so the song starts out truly, 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 fuck the world for all it's worth. Oh. Every inch of planet Earth. Fuck myself. Don't leave me out. And then I don't remember the rest of it. But I just scream unintelligibly. Right. What's that?
Oh, I said it's pretty impressive that you remember that much with all malted hops and bong resin floating around in there.
All right. You are the spade to my Farley. I just hope I live longer. Well, I already did. I beat him.
Yeah.
But
a good 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean. All right, read the story, Mike. Sorry.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you here in the studio, in a groundbreaking initiative, a new AI system is set to revolutionize child mental health care in Cambridge. Dr. Anna Moore, leading the project, aims to use AI to speed up the diagnosis of mental health conditions in children. The technology will analyze routinely collected data about children, identifying patterns to pinpoint those at risk. Child psychiatrists have voiced concerns about a crisis in children's mental health care, with an estimated 20% of individuals under 24 needing some form of mental health support. Dr. Moore, having been awarded £2.5 million UK Research and Innovation.
All I'm saying is when it was more acceptable to beat your kids,
there were a lot less crazy around.
There were a lot less crazy.
That's true.
Right? There was a lot less wrong with them. When your kid had to wake up when he was like 9 years old and go like shovel or go to work, they used to send 12-year-olds to coal mines. Okay,
we did.
There wasn't a big mental health issue.
No.
No, I mean it was
Occasionally you had to have a foot surgically removed from someone's ass who didn't want to play ball, but overall,
I'm just saying, like and I'm not saying we have to go back to like abusing kids or using them for slave labor, but maybe just a little bit of structure in their lives.
yeah,
You know
like
what I mean?
slave labor and some
Right.
mild abuse.
Right, and just mindless abuse. Don't punish them for things.
No.
Mindlessly beat them.
Keep it kind of shaken up. Don't mess around. Let them know that it could happen at any time.
Yeah, you want them to be afraid of you. You know? I think too many parents are like trying to be their kids' friends. And
it may be. The system aims to detect early signs of mental health conditions, addressing challenges such as bullying, family poverty, physical health problems, and the strain of being a young carer.
I mean, not for nothing, but my father, whenever I would say I'm depressed or I have depression, or depression was never mentioned when I was a kid.
We didn't talk about that shit.
You're not working hard enough.
Yeah.
My dad was like, well, we work too hard to think about how we felt about things.
Yeah. And that's
like we work too hard to feel.
And it's valid. It worked for a long time.
Yeah. Centuries.
Yeah.
I heard anyway.
Touchy feely.
Dude, the world's too fucking. It's too fucking easy, is what I'm trying to say.
Everything goal is. Go ahead.
I'm doing a TV show from my house. You're in your house. Pete's in his house.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. We're broadcasting live. Conceivably, somebody can watch this on television.
We have a crawl at the bottom of the screen.
Right. And it tells you exactly what episode.
And we have a chyron that says what episode we're doing.
So
we've got chroma key backgrounds.
My dad was amazed to see a television. My father was disappointed the first time he ever saw the Lone Ranger on film, because that's not what the Lone Ranger looked like in his head when he heard the radio program.
Right.
He saw black and white. He saw color television. He's color movies, then color television.
Right.
Okay. Then now we're into IMAX and 3D, and I'm doing a shitty talk show from a spare bedroom in my fucking house. It's the easiest it has ever been in human history ever, and people are losing their fucking minds.
Well, yeah, because now we've got time to stop and think about shit.
Right, that's the problem.
I mean, the only people thinking about shit before were the really smart, curious motherfuckers like Einstein.
Dude, think about how great it was when the water was unsanitary to drink. When it was more sanitary to drink wine, people were drunk all the fucking time.
Beer, in this country, it was beer.
Wine, beer.
Our beer culture in this country is specifically related to water conditioning issues.
Absolutely. But people, like 12-year-olds, just walked around drunk all the time, working in the fucking coal mines.
Now, granted,
you started a family at 15. You were dead by 40. Life was great.
Yeah. Now we got more time.
Who needs it? We got more time to be depressed, to be upset.
Yeah.
To be screaming about dumb shit.
Yep. Well, the goal here is to offer more timely support without affecting individuals having to explicitly seek the help. The project, developed in collaboration with Microsoft, is set to be integrated into the NHS and the forthcoming Cambridge Children's Hospital. Dr. Moore emphasizes that all data gathered for the algorithms will be anonymized, ensuring privacy and confidentiality. This innovative approach has garnered support from young people like Ali, a 16-year-old who has experienced mental health problems. He believes the AI study is not just clever, but has the potential to save lives. As the project unfolds, Dr. Moore hopes it will draw attention to the need for increased resources in children's mental health care, similar to advancements in addressing physical conditions like diabetes and cancer. For those in need of mental health support, the BBC Action Line is available. And naturally, that would be if you're in England. The story originates from England on the BBC. Back to you, Matt.
You know what? I muted my mic, and I was checking out the live stream.
I see.
It's pretty great. And it says we have a watcher. That's me. And I'm going to leave that there.
It was you
to make me feel better. But wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, no.
What's this?
I'm going to share it the fuck out. Post it.
I'll go right ahead. And while you do that, is that slapback from what you're watching on from the live stream? I'm hearing myself every now and again on somebody's rig.
I thought I was too, but it's not constant.
No, it comes and goes.
We're still working out the bugs, ladies and gentlemen. We're kind of,
This is our first segment in the new software.
It absolutely is.
You got it.
I'm digging what we got going on so far.
You got to drive it. It's a car.
Yeah.
So let me tell you a little bit about that. Tesla is recalling nearly all 2 million of its cars on U.S. roads to limit the use of its autopilot feature. This follows a 2-year probe by U.S. safety regulators into roughly 1,000 crashes where the autopilot feature was engaged. The National Highway Traffic
Who's
Safety...
liable in that case? Who's liable in that case?
Well, it depends. And I don't...
I think it's a stupid feature to even...
Well, I like the idea of the feature. As a professional driver, on a longer drive, on a longer highway drive, I see the value in it because it can take some of the stress out of driving because it kind of backs you up. I'm not of the ilk that I think I should be able to press that button and read the newspaper. That's just silly. But for something to be there to back me up as a driver, I don't mind that.
I'm not talking about little safety features that like pay attention to what you're doing. I can kind of understand, but there are people that just take naps.
And that's what people are doing. The autopilot feature is quite good, but it still needs to be monitored, and that seems to be the issue. Let's see. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration cited concerns that the system can give a false sense of security and be easily misused, leading to potential dangers. The over-the-air software update aims to provide Tesla drivers with more warnings when they are not paying attention to the road while the autopilot's auto steer function is active. After the recall, Teslas with auto steer turned on will more routinely check the driver's attention level and may disengage the feature in certain situations. So that's great. I mean, if all of a sudden you've decided to let the car drive itself and they're like, no, you're going to have to drive it off.
You're going to have to. Does it tell you though? It's like, hey, fucko, time to drive.
I should hope so. I mean, turning it off and letting the car careen into something, that's a little harsh, I think. The recall comes after a detailed investigation by Washington Post revealing serious accidents, including fatalities, where the autopilot feature should not have been engaged. Tesla has been pushing its driver assist features, insisting they make driving safer than human-operated cars. However, NHTSA has been studying accidents involving autopilot and its auto steer function for over 2 years. Tesla, the world's most valuable automaker, faces challenges as it markets the names autopilot and full self-driving. The company charges buyers $6,000 for enhanced autopilot and $12,000 for the full self-driving feature. The reports of serious accidents and deaths could impact Tesla's effort to market these features. Investors are closely watching Tesla's future, betting on sales growth projections and the value of its software. CEO Elon Musk believes the company's investment in artificial intelligence, self-driving vehicles, and plans for humanoid robots are key to its current and future value. Pardon me.
I don't know why your heads came out, but it's fun. I don't know. For $12,000, the thing better fucking work. And if it doesn't, if it don't work, then you're,
they're backing the functionality out.
What's that?
I mean, they're backing some of the functionality out because people are abusing it. You've got people who, the old joke about cruise control. Guy buys a great new van and he's going down the road. He sets the cruise and he hops up and leans and goes in the back to get a beer out of the cooler, and that's how the crash happened. I mean,
all right, that's an old story. But,
but I mean that's kind of where we are. Somebody set the autopilot feature and took a nap or did something stupid, and 1,000 accidents, man. That's a lot of accidents.
Well, it is, but how many accidents happen each day?
Well, I don't know specifically, but you don't
I'm
want
sure it's pretty
if
high.
you can figure out why they're happening, you want to curtail that.
Would you rather be driven around by Tesla's autopilot or an old Asian woman?
Tesla's autopilot.
Pete,
What's that?
you weren't paying any attention at all?
No, I was paying some attention. I was splitting my attention between several things.
It's awesome that you're on the show with us tonight, Pete.
It's
great that you're on the show with us tonight.
That you cut out.
All right. Well, it doesn't matter. Would you rather, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Get driven around by Tesla's autopilot feature, or would you rather be driven around by an old Asian lady?
Take your time, Pete.
Take your time, Pete.
Let's see. I think I would probably rather the Tesla driving around.
Yeah, well, so there you go. We all choose
the Tesla.
We all chose Tesla's auto drive feature.
Yeah, we would all let it drive us around.
I think that's so. Are we racist, or are we just?
Have you seen a
just
little
not
old Asian lady?
I'm just saying, Pete.
Yeah.
I mean that it's kind of racist, I think you're kind of racist. I'm just saying. I think the old Asian lady's probably.
I think you're kind of
That's great. So I fart in elevators, huh?
Yes, yes, you do.
That is our position. We're sticking to it.
We're sticking to it.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
No, I know
that. And I am not Matty Rockdeff. Hey.
Single-handedly ruined TMVP.
Well,
you're having way too much fun with that, Matty.
Yeah, it's a great audio show. It translates well.
If I didn't slow down my drinking earlier today, I very well could have been single-handedly ruining the show. And if this was available to me, in a potential shakeup for Delaware residents, the state is considering a modernization of alcohol sales laws, possibly opening the door to online wine shopping and home delivery of alcoholic beverages. Currently, Delaware stands alongside Utah and Mississippi as one of the few states prohibiting direct shipment of wine to consumers.
I've always wondered why we can't get that shit delivered to us.
Because it's against the law. Representative Mike.
Thanks. But why is it against the law?
Well, as it turns out, that it's against the law because they don't want you to do that. Oh. Representative Mike Smith of Pike Creek Valley is leading a bipartisan effort with House Bill 262 aiming to bring the state in line with the rest of the nation. If passed, the bill would allow direct-to-consumer wine sales under specific conditions. These conditions include carriers obtaining special licenses, labeling requirements, state licensing for wineries shipping to Delaware, and deliveries restricted to adults over 21 who must sign.
I'm still fucking laughing at why they don't want you to do that. I'm over here wheezing over that.
I heard you laughing back there. I thought maybe I had to stop and look up to see if you changed my Chiron or something.
No, the fucking it just what popped in my head immediately is that well, the front's not supposed to fall off for one.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to fall off at all.
The rigorous material standards, like, oh, cardboard's out.
Cardboard derivatives.
There's a minimum crew requirement. What is it? One, I suppose.
That guy was brilliant. Speaking on the matter, Representative Smith emphasized
I don't want you to do that.
the nation market, stating the nation's top 50 largest wineries produce more than 90% of American wine, but there are more than 11,000 wineries in the U.S., the vast majority of which are small businesses. Meanwhile, another proposed legislation, House Bill 259, introduced by State Representative Jeff Spiegelman, seeks broader modernization. This bill would allow farm breweries, microbreweries, and craft distilleries to conduct direct sales of various alcoholic beverages, including wine, beer, spirits, mead, and hard cider. It also proposes enabling Delaware liquor stores to offer home deliveries, subject to strict licensing, training for delivery personnel, and age verification for recipients. Support for these changes seems strong, with a survey commissioned by the Delaware Wineries Association revealing that over 85% of Delawareans support direct-to-consumer sales for alcoholic beverages. Representative Spiegelman emphasized the potential benefits, stating DTC and home delivery provide greater consumer convenience, with the latter also potentially improving safety on our roads. Allowing someone who may have already been drinking to order a beverage delivery is preferable to having them get behind the wheel. As the 152nd General Assembly reconvenes in early January, both House Bill 262 and House Bill 259 are expected to undergo hearings, potentially reshaping the landscape of alcohol sales in the state. Stay tuned for updates on this evolving legislative landscape, as it is interesting to us, and there may come a day when one of us gets an alcohol delivery right on the show.
That would be absolutely terrific. Wouldn't it, Pete?
Absolutely. 100%.
Absolutely. Nothing better than that. Getting booze delivered. Because when you're fucking hammered up, man, I mean, the liquor store is only, I can, it's only a couple, it's like a mile, not even.
You could hoof it if you had to. You're talking about driving.
No, I'm just saying I could drive real slow.
Oh, okay.
Just actually, I don't think I could. Not in this neighborhood. There are cops fucking everywhere in this neighborhood. Well,
not only that, it's like a fucking little maze with all kinds of little. It's like chutes and ladders to get in and out of your fucking neighborhood.
I know. I live like dead center of where all the roads meet.
Yeah, and then there's that one back street that's like up in the trees and shit.
Well, that's Oh yeah.
It goes
Mike,
around behind you.
Mike.
Yeah.
You think that's bad?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me about the University of Delaware campus.
What about
it? It's so annoying to try to find where people come out of the buildings sometimes because of all the little stupid fire lanes they have around those buildings. Matt, have you ever been on the campus?
Well, there's that.
No. What were you saying, Mike?
I was going to mention to Pete that the upside for him is that after he finally figures out how to get them in the car, the next 6 to 10 minutes of his life is is listening to them talk to him or talk to themselves, talk to one another, which can just, make you crazy.
Make you want to kill somebody.
You know, college girls are a good idea until you have to get locked in a car with them.
You don't have to lock the doors.
Well, I mean,
the car automatically does that once you exceed like 10 miles an hour. So it's kind of, you have to actually like unlock the door to like the watching them struggle with the door to get out is sometimes a guilty pleasure of mine. Like they're sitting there and they're like, tung, 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 tung. I'm like, yeah, I got to unlock it. And they're like, what?
You should check.
You should say that. You should say that's. You should say that slow and. I'm sorry. I don't think anything was heard, Mike. Go ahead.
No, I cut you off. I apologize.
Oh fuck! So I was saying you should say that slow, and kind of like in a raspy voice, like I really enjoy watching the struggle.
Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
Mike
would really like that.
I enjoy watching them struggle with the door handle when they think it's unlocked, but I haven't pressed the button yet. And then I'll hit the button, and they reach for the handle again. I locked it. They can't get out. Aha.
The other day,
are you fast enough?
You know what was great? The other day,
this is the man driving you around, ladies.
The other day I had a passenger suggested, wouldn't it be great if the back seat had an ejector seat button? I was like, yes.
Oh, look, we're here.
Or like I'm really not enjoying driving you to where you're going. Just launch them. I'm like,
So. Just to round this out, because we can have more of our rideshare talk in just a bit. There were a couple of deaths this week, at least two that were really. I'm
bummed. These are
really.
Why are you laughing at death, Pete?
I'm not.
Don't you have a fucking soul?
I'm not. I'm laughing at what is scrolling at the bottom of the screen right now.
Raymond Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, dude.
Andre Brower.
Andre Brower.
That's the actor's name.
Yes,
what?
such a good actor.
Oh, is that? He's been on a bunch of other shows too, right?
Yeah, he was on. Yeah, dude. The article that was referenced in the link list. I mean, it was just show. It was every paragraph was a new show that he was in. Like they listed every show he was in.
Bear with me.
How much more time we got?
I mean, we're kind of freeform right now. I am gonna suggest that next week we start around the clock. But Andre Brower has died.
We have a clock. It tells me how long we've been on for.
The two-time Emmy-winning star of series including Homicide, Life on the Street, Men of a Certain Age, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine was 61. Brower, whose first film role came alongside Matthew Broderick and Denzel Washington in the Ed Zwick-directed Glory, died Monday after a brief illness.
Man, I fucking love in everything I just loved watching him act.
Yeah, he had a great presence and he was good. You every time he opened his mouth, you bought it.
You believed him.
Yep.
You believed his character. Every character he played, you believed him.
He could switch so quickly back and forth between serious, dramatic, and sarcasm. Whatever. Yeah, that's what I love. No,
absolutely.
He was great.
Absolutely. Oh. And Norman Lear fucking died.
Yeah,
every goddamn TV show from the 70s.
Yes, prolific
producer.
He was the big one, All in the Family. But Norman Lear, the writer, director, and producer who revolutionized primetime television with such topical hits as All in the Family and Maude, and propelled political and social turmoil into a once insulated world of sitcoms, has died. He was 101. Lear died Tuesday night in his sleep, surrounded by family in his Los Angeles home. liberal activist with an eye for mainstream entertainment, Lear fashioned bold and controversial comedies that were embraced by TV sitcom viewers who had long watched the evening news to find out what was going on in the world. His shows helped define primetime comedy in the 1970s and after, launched the careers of such young performers as Rob Reiner and Valerie Bertinelli, and made Carol O'Connor, B. Arthur, and Red Fox, among others, into middle-aged superstars.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean,
these are two really, really important people in the world of television.
Entertainment, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think Ryan O'Neal also passed away in the past week.
Who?
Actor Ryan O'Neal.
Famous role?
Hang on. I'm gonna have to look. I don't specifically remember. He was a boxer before beginning his career in. Oh, come on. I'm just going to go to IMDb. Let's see here.
I mean, I just Googled him. And he's A Bridge Too Far.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not
definitely
older. You know,
he did a long story arc with Bones as Bones' dad.
All right.
But
That's all I have to say was Bones' dad. Fuck. Making everything complicated. Giving me his life story and shit. No, it's a shame, but I mean, it's not as. What the fuck is wrong with me? That's not as sad as the other guys, for fuck's sake. Yeah.
Yeah. Bottom line, round it out. Three fairly important people in entertainment died.
Well.
And with that, I think we can start clearing out of here. I've got a couple of things to take care of. The top 3 news has been brought to you tonight by 302-46 Voice, My Sports Art Shop. Check them out at redbubble.com and mysportsreports.com. The Stepmothers Without Children podcast over on Spotify. And you can actually find them right on themediavirus.com as well, because they are, in fact, a Media Virus Podcast Network member. They are an affiliate. And we're glad to have them here. The show is fantastic. I was listening to it over the weekend, and I'm so happy they decided to start podcasting. And the other thing that I wanted to let you know about this week is you might have noticed I put my hair up. I got it cut the other week, and tonight's my hair, at least this particular haircut, is brought to you by my barber, Mark Baker. That's not running, is it? Hang on. I know what I have to do. Bear with me just a second. I got to figure it. Matt, cover for me.
I turned my light down. I muted Pete. I thought we were running like a well-oiled fucking machine. There's the slapback. You're ready. Slapback. You're ready.
In a world where boys and men need tight fades and sharp lines for school, work, events, and holidays, one man rises above the others to meet the challenge. Fast Hands Mark Baker is the barber to beat when it comes to quick cuts with great lines and a fade game that is unrivaled. If that isn't enough, Mark runs appointments in 15-minute blocks most days. If you need a new look, an old look, or just a trim, call or text the man with the fast hands, Mark Baker, at 302-830-7601. That's 302-830-7601 to book your slot with the area's premier concierge barber, and tell him that the voiceover guy with the pompadour sent you.
And that's how we roll, because, we do. This has been the 162nd A block of the Media Virus Podcast. We will be back with the B block right after this. Stick with us.
I completely understand if people don't want to come on my fucking show.